This video is sponsored by Adam and Eve. To get 50% off one item and free discreet shipping, go to adamandeve.com and use code CINEMA at checkout. Getting real jealous of all the artists who are told it's a multiverse movie, so make dozens of the production company logos. Even a Stephen King version. And a match cut to open the film from happy family to emptiness, which then quickly turns into, well, everything. It's Raccacoonie! And an impossible transition through a mirror. Also, Waymond has already placed the googly eyes on the bag of laundry. Also, mirrors obviously always have a vast number of meanings in films. This time you could see it as Waymond being introduced in a mirror because of mirror universes, or that there's an entire universe between them right now, or even that the circular mirror looks kind of like a bagel. You choose. Or I'll choose. It's all of them.
I have to finish all this before 8点来. 你先去 go and steam the tablecloth for tonight.
Evelyn and Waymond are first-generation immigrants, and it's made clear to us by how they slip back and forth between Mandarin and English, and then Cantonese later when Gong Gong enters the chat. The reveal here is quick and clean, but if you've already seen the film, it feels even more heartbreaking when you remember why he filed for divorce. Some reasons why Joy chose a spinning bagel.
I only cook enough food for 3 people. Now I have to cook more.
Notice she specifically said that line in English for someone's benefit.
Hi, Becky. Thank you for coming. Please call me Waymond.
He's the sweetest, and I better never see a hair on Waymond's head harmed.
Ooh, that easy.
Props to the undeniable Jenny Slate for being chill about playing a character whose IMDb credit is just an insult.
We've been together for 3 years. Don't you think?
Even when Michelle Yeoh is just moving a stool with her foot, you realize how proficient she is. Like, she's an insanely talented martial artist, but if you move a step stool with your foot 10,000 times, it becomes second nature, and it takes a practiced talent like Michelle to make it seem like she's owned a laundromat for decades and the stool is an extension of her body. Sound design is also helping.
Evelyn! Guess whose 20 got eaten by the machine again?
Detective Crashmore being a little creepy? I don't buy it. He is one for candor, though. The way the score blends with her banging and being added into the chaos really puts our brains into the everything portion of this film. Everything is going on right now. Love this moment. A loving partner can help you calm down and not freak out at every little annoying thing your family does. 42, you say? No idea what that means. Sounds like an alright number, I suppose. Anyway, in an unrelated note, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy feels like a pretty big inspiration for this movie. And only 8 minutes in and Waymond is already universe hopping in the background.
真的不知道，没有我他怎么活？
You'll get to see.
He wants to be an actor just like you did.
We'll get to see that too.
Wait, did you know the witness in the community?
So already we're seeing that Joy across the universes isn't super stoked on her existence. That's Sunita Mani. You might remember her from Glow, but she was also featured in the bizarrely hilarious video of Turned Down for What, which was directed by the Daniels. On top of that, Tali Mendel is part of a comedy dance group with Sunita called the Cocoon Central Dance Team, and the Daniels produced a film with Cocoon Central called Snowy Bing Bongs across the North Star Combat Zone, and I cannot recommend it enough. I mean it. Second you were done with this video, watch Snowy Bing Bongs.
In the community.
Thank you.
Please come and
This is
enjoy the
fine.
good food and nice music, okay?
All right.
Stop stealing scenes, Marcel. How does Michelle say so much without saying anything at all?
You have to try and eat healthier. You are getting fat.
I've definitely never said anything this directly brutal as this to a loved one, but I can totally relate to wanting to say all the things I'm feeling, but instead getting overwhelmed and just saying the worst possible thing. 8 seconds of brilliant acting. Let's get Stephanie Hsu and more of everything.
Evelyn?
That's gross. Whoa. We talk about title cards a lot on this channel, and this one might take the cake on uniqueness. It takes the entire movie to actually get the full title. Also, the blasting orchestra really nails home how it's everything, as well as 12 minutes of pure chaos with Evelyn running around trying to keep 9 million plates spinning. Also, the title answers Waymond's question. She's thinking about taxes, the party, her father's disappointment, other ways her life could have gone, her daughter's relationship, everything. Waymond saying it's nice to feel needed, then smiling at his wife, then looking sad at seeing an older couple kissing is an absolute gut punch. More reasons for the bagel. Sweet bagel, if you will. Oh, I will. Love the hint to those really paying attention that these are the divorce papers he's writing the instructions on. Huh. Almost like generational trauma is a thing. Emo Joy, I would have been in love. I bet she likes the used.
You're also a novelist and a chef.
She is a chef, but she's the Colette of the Raccacoonie-verse. That sound, it reminds me of like a disposable camera charging up. I think the Flash makes that sound. Yup, the Daniels confirmed. And a totally practical roll to the closet.
You don't get one of these unless you've seen a lot of bullshit.
So, do they? Do they use them on bulls? Whatever you came here for it. Chekhov's butt plug.
Every rejection
Every disappointment has led you here.
I like how that's played like a good thing until it's explained further later.
No one.
Brutal neck snap. Let's just give Jamie Lee Curtis a big ol' round of applause for doing her best to not be hot in this movie. Well tried, you gave it your best. Didn't work, but you tried. Michelle will also never get the credit she deserves for this role. I don't care if she wins all the awards, it'll never be enough. Okay, everyone in this film kills it, so this might feel redundant, but Jamie Lee Curtis is clearly having so much fun here. And apparently the wrist brace was her idea, and it's just...
I'm not ready to fight.
Maybe we don't have a choice.
Love all the double meanings happening here. Evelyn thinks she's talking to Alpha Waymond, Prime Waymond is talking about the divorce, Gong Gong thinks they're expanding the business, but it's really about Evelyn as a person, pushing buttons only the way he can, and she takes it as the final push to fight Deirdre. Action score kicks in, as well as action movie aspect ratio to 2:3:9, the first of many changing aspect ratios. Slow-mo, the focus on the strap in this insert, all the makings of a Hong Kong fight but with the most underrated accessory, the fanny pack. The fight choreography is insane, police story vibes, and also I love seeing my fellow YouTubers showing up in films. I'm not saying I want to get beaten up in a movie, but can I get beaten up in a movie? I have no skills. See, like this, I don't have these skills. Those are some solid core muscles. Brutal.
You can either come with me and live up to your ultimate potential, or lie here and live with the consequences.
I want to lie here.
Honesty. You don't even need excuses to do match cuts when you have a multiverse film, but it doesn't mean I'm going to ignore their beauty. It's these tiny visual effects like her fingernails cycling through colors. The old change the universe with the neck trick, and like an old school dial TV. Also appreciate they don't try to keep it some big reveal who Jobu Tupaki is, since this movie is about so much more than that.
He's safe.
No, are you sure?
Yes.
We all feel safe with a snack pack.
It's called first jumping.
Love the impassioned score that slides in as he mentions verse jumping.
Oh my God! Oh my God, what's going on? Help us!
Alpha Waymond does an amazing Prime Waymond.
Jobu Tupaki,
You're just making up sounds.
All words are made up sounds.
your clothes never wear as well the next day. Your hair never falls in quite the same way. Even your coffee tastes wrong.
Yeah, but at least you never seem to run out of things to say. This really is the story of a girl. But I guess she made a bagel and killed the whole world or multiverse.
Miss Deirdre, look, I think I find...
Clearly Laurie picked up a few things from Michael Myers along the way. That scream power does feel good.
Okay, paper cuts, 4 of them, 1 between each finger.
Nope, I'm out. Let me lie down and die. Seriously, jump in front of train would be more doable for me. Okay, points for the sword slicing sound, low angle, and blood in the lower left corner of the frame there? Man, that was some crazy resourcefulness. First I was like, whoa, they skipped over the easiest one, and then I tried to lick my elbow, and it's not, nope, I can't.
She's gone home.
And their story of a girl on the radio, but like, alternate universe slow pop country version?
他和太太的感情一直都不好，直到他们开始谈离婚了。
Love that even in the accidental side jump, we're learning more about the story and now finally realizing that Waymond doesn't actually want a divorce. He's just willing to try anything to make their marriage work.
You always get pulled away.
Literally getting pulled away. Also, Deirdre smashed Evelyn through the glass, and in the other universe grabs her through the now broken glass, even though it's unbroken. On top of that, this is actually a reality brain explosion of a shot. He was shot in LA, and Michelle and Jamie were shot in Paris.
发生什么事啊？就我这个。
The trick to Prime Waymond's voice is to go up 2 octaves.
如果我们没有结婚的话，也许我们会更幸福。
Seriously, he's gotten some at this point, but we all agree, give this man all the awards. Goodness, this wide shot and then anime zoom out push in effect. You can really feel that she does. So we know what's happening here is that she's being slingshot through other universes to land on the Kung Fu universe, and I love how it's both overall smooth but still choppy from verse to verse with frames missing here and there, really helping us understand what it might feel like. Also, she makes the same, well, it's an O face. She makes an O with her mouth. That's why it's called that. Leave me alone. Use code CINEMA at adamandeve.com. But it's the same face even though it's not the same timeline. Li Jing, stunt performer for all the stars. I hate that we all say, oh, it's Kill Bill, when Kill Bill was just an over-the-top reference to actual 70s and 80s Kung Fu movies. Am I being gatekeepy? I am, I'm sorry. It can be both, Kill Bill rocks. Look, this is just a general reference to Yeoh's early career of Hong Kong Kung Fu movies, and it just makes me want to watch every single one. You know, like Yes Madam, where the sound effects sound like this. love Crazy Rich Asians. Should I do that movie? Do y'all like that? Because I'll do it. That movie always gives me joy. One of those bizarre comfort movies for me, I have no explanation. Best use of Claire Loon since the King of the Monsters trailer. Seriously, go watch it. All the feels. But this is also making me feel stuff. I didn't know that Michelle Yeoh being surprised by how awesome basically real-life Michelle Yeoh is was something I needed today, but wow, did I ever. There's this bit of, does she really not know? Like, I'm sure she's confident but humble, and yeah, you've worked hard to become this person. Revel in it. This might be my favorite scene in this movie, and that's saying something. Also, Andre 3000's flute is really up in the fun.
当年我应该听我爸说的话，我要跟你走。
Damn, she's just saying all the quiet parts loud. The beginning of her unraveling and realizing the other realities make her own reality less important for now. Hey, a bagel.
Let me finish talking with my husband. He needs to know how good my life could have been.
Classic marriage bit. I'm only half joking. There's a temptation in any relationship to make sure your partner knows what you gave up, knows what you did. Sure, I could clean the kitchen, but if they don't know I did it and hated every second of it, but did it for them, does it even count? Yeah, it's really unhealthy. Don't do it, but we've all done it. Don't give 50% and expect your partner to give the other 50%. Give 100%. This montage of insanity does an excellent job of conveying why Joy would be a little cuckoo for murder puffs. The limbo move. Apparently Stephanie's choice. Ooh, moving match cut. Getting crappy meta up in here. Hot damn, Key looking sharp. He knows he can get it. Data who? Short round what? Did Elvis have a pig? Was that a thing? Should I watch the Austin Butler movie?
Can't let you do that either.
You with the cat!
Such a display of confidence to wait 54 minutes to let the real star show up. Kingsman Tim.
See, I can walk through it.
Ha, cause he's confetti and you can walk through confetti. CinemaWins, explain a joke since 2015. And now she's malignanting him.
Organic.
The absolute mid-glibness. They really nailed Gen Z nihilism, and that's a compliment. Don't come for me. I love y'all. Something makes me feel like the gang is about to cross the YouTube line. Yeah, well, since I can't show this scene here, I'll say both that you should use my promo code cinema at adamandeve.com and also watch this on Nebula to get the full sex toy effect. Wait, so you're telling me that because children can't draw fingers to save their lives, that makes Hot Dog Finger Universe exist? It is very unsettling considering some of the ways Jude has drawn me. Also, Sprock Zarathustra sucks in this universe, because no one can really play it that well with hot dog fingers. This right here is why it should win Best Picture. What an absolute Star Trek the Motion Picture 2001: A Space Odyssey freaking amazing shot. That's a whole new level of humiliation fetish, no shame. Don't worry, we don't talk much, and I'm no Patrick Bateman. Terrifyingly enough, I think those would actually work quite well.
When you really put everything on a bagel, it becomes this.
I knew everything bagels were a lie. I mean, the existence of cheddar everything bagels implies they always have been. James Hong crushes at everything he does, and he's in everything. In fact, he was in last week's video. Coffee pot phone superpower chair. It's not a bagel, but in another universe, it could be.
Every failure here branched off into a success for another Evelyn. Most people only have a few significant alternate life paths so close to them. But you're capable of anything.
When failure makes you the best. Just remember that the next time you feel like a loser, everybody. Jobu's drip is just show-stopping every time.
She's too powerful.
你在说什么啊?
Are we all having a stroke?
I really can't say enough how much I like that she included herself in the question.
That movie.
Okay, what are you talking about?
Rakakuni.
Yes.
Okay, sounds a little bit ridiculous, but it's true. You are macho, man.
I like that.
Dang it, I love Prime Waymond, even when he's not on screen. This is technically a close-up of Jobu Tupaki, but based on her next moves, we know that it only helped Evelyn realize how much she loves her daughter. Again, totally bearing a poignant moment with absurdity, which is, like, kind of the point, Joy's point at least, that nothing matters, yet a mother's love for her daughter is still there. What is this movie? Nope. Hey, it's a Daniel. I mean, if you're gonna cameo in your own movie, might as well be a sub. Waymond's song is playing again.
Chewbacca.
The boomer detail for never getting the names right. Don't come for me, boomers, I love you too.
The only way I can defeat her is to become like her.
Amazing dance, and you've gotta love this decision we see Evelyn making. In this moment, she's decided to deliberately start breaking her brain with no path to another verse, just hopping around. Ha! The aspect ratio shifts with her inhale. She also seems to have them daredevil powers. beans? So he's a prepper sub? Those are some cap shield physics. Dream gig. For real, what, a few days, week tops? And Mona Lisa Saperstein gets to fight super cop Jessica Yang with a dog. Also, clearly, Jenny Slate needs more action roles. I don't think I'd get bored watching Michelle do kung fu with just her hands against various assailants, but they really do change it up. I mean, she just fought Gogo Yubari with a dog, and now she's got a keyboard.
What happened?
They both canceled each other's combat universes. This long, slow take of them pretending to not be able to fight, you can't beat it. I'm always impressed when martial artists pull off being bad at martial arts. Again, code cinema at adamandeve.com, and no shame, but I think it's fair to call that brutal. You do you, but ouch. Think I've had a lot of awards for IRSing, huh? Of course, the most technically proficient and highly choreographed fight in the movie contains not one, but two fighters with things up their butts. A good sign that her realities are starting to shatter is she's bringing papers from one verse to another. Okay, I'm actually super stoked to learn that it's not like a golfer on top of that tall one. Super Smash Brothers sound, Evelyn Wong, next new fighter?
I am going to defeat the Jobu Tabaki.
Hey, you got her name right.
There's something about Evelyn falling for all these different versions of Waymond. They're all basically the same person. Obviously, different choices lead you down different paths, but it very much plays into the idea of soulmates for me. Seeing your partner through a new lens that creates a newfound love. Checks out, but she takes it like a champ. And the ending just shy of 90 minutes too. Perfect fake out. Also, the fact that the Daniels exist in the world of Everything Everywhere All at Once means that the Daniel sub is like, actually a Daniel. Good on ya.
I don't know what I'd do without you.
The song has a very Randy Newman feel to it. Huh. It's Randy Newman, and yes, the whole song they're singing is on the soundtrack. I love that the Hot Dog Fingers universe is one of the most detailed with its own warm lighting. Feels like one of the most fully realized universes, from costuming to haircuts to candlelight and pink hues. Superb. And that simple split on a simple decision confirms she can exist in two places at once. Even further confirmed by the next title card. Also love that she has to die for part 2 to even begin. Another aspect ratio shrink and stretch as they're walking through the doorframe so you barely notice it on the other side. Just feels more cinematic. Ha! An Oscar. One of you might just get it and you all deserve it. Sort of Destiny? I love everything about this.
They're like me.
That's right.
So I was watching the commentary and Daniel Scheinert said the score reminds him of Dan Deacon and now I'm in love. I need a way to show that love. Thinking, well, I'll think of something.
Oh, stop.
Wow!
Smooth transition there, Jobu.
Sit on the crack of the couch, okay? Get comfortable.
New fear unlocked. I'm not usually jealous of jobs I know I couldn't do, but I covet the life of the artist who made that book.
And you know I would only do the right thing for her, for you.
Right is a tiny box invented by people who are afraid.
In a movie with great quotes, that's a great quote. I'm not even sure what to do with it. No one is totally right, no one is totally wrong. Depending on the perspective, they're both awful and both great.
You have no idea what you've done. You're stuck like this forever.
Under no circumstances should this movie get a sequel, but that does make me curious about one. Her hair is a bagel.
I was just looking for someone who could see what I see.
All the power in the multiverse, and Joy still wanted her mom. I know it seems more complex than that, but it really isn't. She didn't want to be alone. We know Rick just likes her perfume, but also personal space, Rick, personal space.
Pretending we know what we're doing, but really, we're just
Going around in circles.
Like a bagel. These circular lights that change color and position, making faces look like completely different people from different verses?
What are you doing?
Why would you rip my guts out with the delivery of that line? Not anger, but confusion and despair. Even the dead Evelyns are screaming? Every one of these is so fun, so I'm gonna point them out. At first we just cycle through her main few, but then we get Evelyn dancing in the forest, Cat, Fallout, Death Stranding, Gas Mask, Lizard Monster imprisoned with beard, Nun, Captain Philippa Giorgio, gorgeously animated Cosmos, Statue, Neon Demon, Baby, Slaughterhouse, Tinder? Workout Bro, Tesla Bot, Raiden, Different Nun, Mongolian, Snapback Monster, Skeleton Nun, not even Michelle Yeoh at all, Lanterns, Batman Sidekick, Double Rainbow, David Koresh, Insta, Elephants, War, Winter, Glam Queen, Alt Gas Mask, Reverend, Ghost Tree, Album Cover, Replicant, Twin Peaks, Grapes, Dog, Dead, Zoom Meeting with Visual Effects Artists, Beach, Old, Blonde, Alien, Egg, Illuminati, Quap, Painted, White-Handed, Rave, House, Halloween, Green Lipstick, and I think that's it. Also, the piece of music that plays throughout will either give you a panic attack, in the best way, or clear your brain of all problems depending on your level of ADHD. I should know. The dip out of frame to become a rock? I know I'm just listing things that happen, but like, that's so killer. I love that there's no sound at all here except wind. It's perfect, especially after the chaos of the flying through verses. Originally they were going to speak their lines, but Michelle Yeoh suggested to the Daniels that they just do a silent scene with text. And apparently Michelle Yeoh is an artistic genius because this is one of the most powerful scenes in an incredibly powerful film. Nihilistic existential rock jokes. You can even see the disappointment on Joy's face when she realizes the same thing is happening to her mom.
I wanted to see if I went in, could I finally escape? Like actually die?
Which clears up why Evelyn didn't die in the Prime universe and just woke up in Michelle Yeoh universe.
Please, can we just stop fighting?
Dang. This moment where you think Waymond is begging Evelyn, but he's actually pleading with everyone else to protect her even after she stabbed him.
I'm confused too.
Most of us were.
我总是看到事情好的一面，是必要，和需要，这也就是我的生存之道。
Get off my jam, Waymond. But yeah, listen to Waymond, it'll change your life.
Please, be kind.
All the awards.
我又何尝不是？只是我们选择的处理方式不一样。
I'm honestly not sure if any of these worlds or even our world deserves Waymond.
我还是会选择和你一起报税，开始一点。
You didn't need to rip my heart out, Waymond. I got it. This is genuinely the most romantic line in any movie, ever. I don't think anything else is even close. Because if you've been in love, you know that's the stuff that counts. And it's a perfect coda to the montage of Evelyn slowly remembering all the tiny little insignificant things she loves about Waymond. Hugging. I can't even stand this like 15 frames of Waymond being so emotional over apparently letting one of Evelyn's plants die. Too pure. Love. Let's just say love. The most love, all the love, here come the tears. Like, she's finally seeing him, realizing how special he is. Jobu and her hair? What a stellar match cut, so perfectly lined up. What happens when you die in your own movie?
I don't care if you come with me. Enjoy your life.
Even as Evelyn is attempting to do the right thing, it still lets down her daughter, which is understandable. The parent-child relationship is not easy, and it's pretty much always confusing. Anime run in the background.
Oh, I don't want to hurt you. You're not unlovable.
I know it's like the children's movie fantasy to have the hero stop using punches and start using the power of love, but man, does it get me in the feels and really work this time. Yeah, of course she's actually playing Claire de Lune, it's the real keys. Also, the wrist brace on the foot is perfect. And her improbability act is what Deirdre needed in the first place, someone to love her. Hugging. Self-sacrifice reloaded style. A little third eye ridiculousness to love everyone.
So stupid.
He's not wrong. There's something in the Bible about rocks crying out, and I'm gonna say that this is a reference to that. True love can move mountains, I'll take it. Haha, she got you with your own lack of a rule. For those following along at home, Evelyn has become the same as Jobu Tupaki, connected to all the different versions of herself, but instead of that making her a nihilist and concluding that nothing matters, she's flipped it on its head thanks largely to the sweetest and purest man alive, Waymond, to see that everything matters, that everyone is capable of love and deserving of love and seeking something, often love. Sometimes other stuff. I mean, if nobody seems right for this part, I guess I'll just have to do it, said the guy who wrote it and cast Michelle Yeoh to perform it. I really can't get enough of this score. Come Recover in parentheses Empathy Fight is going to be on rotation in my brain for a very long time. Are we hearing voices? Is it just a synth? These brief respites of joy, is it? But then back to battle music climbing up a hill? Also this look on Joy's face when she almost seems impressed by her mom but continues up the steps. Sometimes you forget how skilled at martial arts she actually is. You know, when she's making you feel stuff by subtly shifting the scowl she's worn all movie to a very soft smile that makes you want to crawl up into a ball and rock back and forth. Also, speaking of Jobu's drip.
We're all useless alone.
Oof, uncalled for. Best picture, now. And Andre 3000 on the flute again? Dope.
唔接受，同緊要，因為呢個就係我，a mess, just like a mother.
Is anyone else a complete mess watching this? Because goodness, I don't recommend watching this movie multiple times over the course of a month. Becky's facial expressions and reactions are so pitch perfect. She knows some of what's going on, but just from the tone and energy of the conversation, she can feel the tension and angst all mixed up with love and revelation. Sob. I sob. I just sob. You don't turn a fight stance into a beckon for an embrace. It's not right. The lighting that matches each location? Still crying, mother on the hug. This is like the 6th or 14th time I've seen it, and it still gets me every time. Her dad finally showed up for her? There's literally not enough tissues in the world for the amount of crying that's going on at Casa de CinemaWins. I love this exit from chaos to a simple, quiet conversation between family members, because no matter what huge gestures Evelyn makes, there are still issues they need to work out.
For some reason, when I'm with you, it just hurts the both of us.
That's such a brutal and honest line, but parents can take it. It's what they're made for.
I still want to be here with you. I will always want to be here with you.
Just checking back in to let you know I'm still crying through all of this.
You could be anything, anywhere.
A line that doesn't even have to apply to the multiverse movie.
Few specks of time where any of this actually makes any sense.
Then I will cherish these few specks of time.
What an absolute banger of a love story line, and applied to the mother-daughter relationship just stabbed you right through the blood-pumpy thing in your chest. Yeah, again, pitch perfect. Look, love this whole montage, but this is still a hard nope from me, fam. But Jobu reaching out? A simple signal that she's not giving up? Parents will always grasp those chances. Hell, we'll all do it for anyone we truly love. Sorry, just gonna keep sobbing. Planets crashing don't have the impact that their hug does. This raw emotion is visceral and real and beautiful beyond words.
Nothing matters.
Oh crap, if nothing matters, why not love each other and make the best of our time while trying to improve how we interact? Then look, more googly eyes, one for each of the family members. Also, someone has a first-rate sense of humor.
Becky, you need to grow your hair.
Hey, you tell me that's how an Asian mom shows love? Who am I to judge? I thought we were done making me cry, you jackasses. She's so playful, like two high school sweethearts doing a little PDA, which according to Dan Kwan is a big deal for immigrant parents.
But we have a problem. Because you listened, but you didn't listen.
But it doesn't matter, because Evelyn realizes what's important about life now, and if she can block some of the noise for a few specks of time and focus on that, she can be happy and she can help her family be happy. Such a solid message in this whirlwind of a movie. What a title card. This stretch. Sunlux did the entire score, which is phenomenal, and Mitski and David Byrne are doing this closing song, which, well, yeah, it's fantastic. This movie is a big, crazy multiverse story with a classic deranged evil villain, but then actually it's just a big old metaphor for a daughter trying to reach out to her mother, and like the bagel doesn't even matter. It's the entire drive of the plot, right? But not only do we and the Alphaverse people who really seem to be in the know interpret the bagel completely incorrectly, like it's some doomsday device, it's also just another metaphor for someone who's lost, depressed, and overwhelmed trying to end it all. Which isn't the easiest topic to ever discuss because, I mean, is there a one-to-one corollary for what Jobu Tupaki is going through? Not really. And I hate that there's even a possibility that someone could walk away thinking this is another movie vilifying mental illness. Personally, I think it would be a stretch anyway, but that's why at the heart of the whole thing is a love story. Husband and wife, mother and daughter, daughter and father, everyone is trying to figure out how they fit into their own reality. This is the type of movie everyone complains about not getting made anymore. It's a well-written, original IP, action sci-fi fantasy. Just on these points alone, it would be worth checking out, but the writing, performances, and emotion both create in this film push it way past worth a watch into some of the most poignant moments of any film in the past decade. The only real complaint I could see anyone leveling at it is the messy confusion of the film being too much, because it's a lot. But the acid trip reality hopping is just another reason I really love it personally. And if you can get past that as a problem, holy crap, this film packs a punch. I laughed, I cried some more, I kept crying, I laughed some more. There were adult toys. I mean, honestly, what else could you want in a film? While it's a specific story about a specific parent-child relationship who are part of a specific diaspora, it's still incredibly relatable. And I love that the message isn't Evelyn was mean and now she needs to be nice. Evelyn's journey includes accepting herself for who she is, because so much of her disappointment in her life is blamed on Waymond and Joy, but in reality only has to do with her own expectations and choices. Obviously, you can write the perfect story all day, but this movie also has 4 performances nominated for an Oscar with good reason. As side characters, Tali Mendel and James Hong don't sit in the background. Even when they're just sitting in the background, they're giving it their all. Becky and Gong Gong have minimal time in the film, but every moment counts with them, and their conclusion just adds to the sobbing. So much crying. To even call Jamie Lee Curtis a supporting character feels silly. Deirdre was clearly fun for Jamie to play. She goes for it. It's nice to see such an accomplished actor take a smaller role like this and squeeze everything she can out of it. But then we get to our main three, starting with Ke Huy Quan. He is the heart of this film. I'm sure everyone knows this by now, but Ke had trouble getting cast in anything after Temple of Doom and Goonies. After only getting a few bit parts here and there, he eventually gave up on acting, which is a tragedy when you consider how incredible he is in this. His timing is always superb. He's incredibly funny. You completely believe him when he's Alpha Waymond and kicking butt. And good lord, can he wear the crap out of a tux. Literally every version of Waymond was believable, despite being so different. He gets some of the most memorable lines and moments and deserves all the accolades he's been given. The fact that he's been cast for season 2 of Loki both gives me hope for the future of the show and the future of his career. Hopefully Hollywood won't blow it again. And then Stephanie Hsu gave an incredible performance of both being the frustrated daughter and also being a destroyer of worlds and realities. She certainly had some roles that made her recognizable to some folks, but this role has shown her to be an undeniable talent. Her frustration with her mother is so on point. Her nihilism is thought out and warranted. She's funny, scary, and entirely relatable, which again is saying something because I'm a white suburban dad in his late 30s. I don't know if she's my favorite part of this movie, but she's definitely top 2. The other one of those two is obviously Michelle Yeoh. What can be said that I haven't already said? She's incredible. Watching Evelyn in awe of Michelle is one of the best things I've ever seen. She plays multiple versions of the same character and each feels unique. She's perfect in this film. This movie really did make me want to go watch every one of her earlier works, and I just might. There will always be a contingent of people who will hate this movie just because too many people like it, and you do you. Hopefully this video added to your ability to enjoy it. And here's a teaser for next week's video. It is a legacy sequel of sorts. So look forward to that next week and check out adamandeve.com. Use code CINEMA.